Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2021-22 season. My name is Dan and welcome to my Game Week 26 team selection video where I'm going to be going through my scores from Game Week 25. I'm going to show you how I'm going to be setting up for the big double Game Week 26. Can we capitalise on it? I'm going to be showing you who I'm going to captain. Is there going to be a triple captain chip there? Is there going to be a bench boost chip there? We'll see. We'll have to see. And yeah, obviously my transfers for the Game Week as well. So all to come in this video. I really hope you do enjoy it. If you do, please do leave a like, massively helps out the channel, and of course do subscribe if you enjoy what you see today and you want more FPL content pretty much every single day of your life. So there we go, guys. Without further ado, a quick word from our sponsor today. So if you're looking for an expert in web safety and anonymity, today's video is sponsored by Surfshark, a VPN service that keeps your identity safe online, which is more important than ever right now to keep your FPL account safe from hackers and scammers. It's basically like installing an Aaron Ramsdale to your PC or mobile phone. But not only this, Surfshark allows you to browse the internet as if you were in a different country. If you don't have access to certain football channels and networks in your country, no problem, set your location to somewhere else using Surfshark and you can now access it. Maybe you want to watch Match of the Day or Sky Go from abroad and it's not working, or you're getting that annoying "this content is unavailable in your country" message. Again, you can switch up your country to somewhere else. But here's my favorite feature: if you've watched everything on Netflix and want to unlock all the content on USA Netflix, for example, you can easily do so. If you're from the US, you want to access the UK Netflix stuff, you can switch your countries faster than I can switch Ronaldo out of my FPL team. Protect your identity, be safe online, and access web content around the world wherever you are. And you can now get 83% off and 3 extra months for free. Just use promo code FPLMate, all one word, to get this offer. Or you can click the link in the description. It really helps support the channel and you get a great service for a heavily discounted price. And if for some reason you don't like it, there's also a 30-day money-back guarantee. So everyone wins. So let's have a peep at my Game Week 25 scores. I thought it was a pretty good score. I thought 72 points. I was pretty happy with that. The captain paid off in Bruno Fernandes. You know, we got some points from Bowen. The Robertson shout paid off. Getting into Gea was a really good move as well in the wildcard a couple of weeks ago. 72 points. Amazing, right? Apparently not. So apparently I've actually got a red arrow this game week, a small red arrow, granted, only 18 places down, but we're now down to 483rd. Kind of disappointed with that, to be honest. Like I said, it looks like a good score, but it does really seem like in the top 1k at the moment, you don't just need a good score to get green arrows. You need an amazing score every single week. So I'm going to have to step up my game a little bit and aim for those amazing scores rather than those good scores. It is what it is. That's the situation we find ourselves in, and what a great position to be in as we come towards the end of the season to be top 500. I'm still very, very pleased with that result, and I really kind of hope we can push up a little bit more and maybe try and finish in the top 100. It's possible. We've got the chips ready to go. Perhaps going to talk about maybe using one next game week in Game Week 26. We'll talk about that very briefly. But yeah, overall, reasonably successful game week. There were some blanks, disappointment from Digne. Obviously, Watkins had his goal disallowed for offside. Oh my word, that was so close. I swear Watkins is just cursed. And we had some more rotation at Crystal Palace with Elise coming up. Broya played very well, but didn't get any results there either. And Ait Nouri, 5 points on the bench, which is positive signs for future game weeks, I have to admit, but certainly not amazing for right now, I suppose. So there you go, guys. A few disappointments. I'm sure you guys went through them as well. A couple of random rotations and stuff like that. But overall, not bad. Not bad. We go again next week. We move. So let's get ready for Game Week 26. We've got one free transfer. We've got 0.4 million in the bank. How are we going to line up? Well, we're going to start off in goal with the legend himself, Aaron Ramsdale. Double game week. A really sweet looking double game week, actually. Brentford and Wolves. You would say that Arsenal, with the kind of defensive capabilities that they have, the absolute wall in Aaron Ramsdale is going to get you some save points. It's going to get you some clean sheets. At least one clean sheet over these 2 games, if not 2. And hopefully some bonus points as well, because we know when Aaron Ramsdale keeps a clean sheet, he makes plenty of saves, he gets those bonus points, and could be a huge scoring player this game week. I really feel like this could be a huge week for this particular goalkeeper. I'm really looking forward to this one. So up next in defence, we've got Trent Alexander-Arnold, another real key player for this double game week, right? A double game week against Norwich and Leeds. This Liverpool double is just looking sensational, right, guys? You have to have those Liverpool players triple up if you can. And Trent is going to be one of those absolutely crucial players you absolutely must have in your team. So yeah, really looking forward to this. potential for 2 clean sheets here, very easy potential there, and we know Trent is very nailed on. He's going to be playing both games. There's not really too many other players who can play right back at Liverpool. I mean, maybe James Milner, but I can't see that rotation happening really. Trent obviously on set pieces as well. Potential to take some shots, make some crosses, get some assists, maybe a goal. Who knows? But this could be another huge one for Trent. I would not be surprised to see 15, maybe even 20 points from Trent this game week. It could happen. It really could happen. We've got Robertson here as well, so we're doubling up on the Liverpool defence. I know there's a few options you can go for Liverpool aside from the obvious shouts. Obviously, Van Dijk would be a pretty good shout, I think, for this game week. Jota is maybe he's got some injury concerns, so it's possible that Jota might not even be available for the double game week. So I'm pretty pleased right now that I did go for Robertson on my wild card. I opted to change Jota to Robertson. That's feeling like a little bit of a pretty good move at the moment. I quite like the look of that. So again, Norwich and Leeds, similar kind of potential as Trent. Robertson's actually been playing really well. He's probably even better than Trent recently, getting further up the pitch, getting in the box more, playing as essentially a striker at times. Yeah, really, really advanced. It's been excellent to see. And yeah, I'm hoping that he can now actually start converting these really good positions that he's occupying in the last couple of game weeks into some attacking returns. Before that, before the last couple of game weeks, he was doing it. So there's nothing to suggest that he won't do it this game week. Two fixtures, Norwich and Leeds. I think Robertson is going to be a huge differential for me this game week, and I really think this is going to be a big one that is going to help to propel me up the ranks. And we're going to finish off the defence with Aït-Nouri. Few people are kind of maybe a little bit concerned about his rotation. He's now only missed 2 games, to be fair, this season that he's been available for. So I know one of the rotations was fairly recent, but he did come off the bench and play pretty well off the bench when he did come on. So I don't know. Wolves fans, what do you reckon? Is Aït-Nouri as nailed as I think he is? I think he's reasonably nailed. I think there's a very good chance that he plays both games. I think he's more likely to play both games than he is to not play both games, but obviously there is that chance that he does get benched for one of them. But either way, 2 fixtures for Wolves, a Wolves team that are absolutely smashing it in defence, and in terms of the attackingness of the defenders, Aït-Nouri, Semedo, those are the kind of players you kind of want to be going for, aren't they, really? So, yeah, again, another double game week player. We have got lots of double game week players. Really, really good stuff indeed. And again, a little bit of a differential there. So, yeah, again, happy with that. I'm so happy with this team so far. It's good, right? This wild card that I played a couple of game weeks ago has just set me up so perfectly. So I'm very glad I did go for the early wild card because, yeah, it's looking good. And it looks even better when we put Mo Salah in the team. How excited are you guys for Mo Salah this game week? This is the best double game week fixture I've ever seen for any player in FPL's history. I've never seen a player of this stature have a double game week against 2 teams so easy, both at home. This is huge, and it's really kind of a shame that Liverpool have so many fixtures at the moment that are kind of putting a few doubts in people's heads, because I can't even lie to you guys, this is a phenomenally exciting, double game week for a player to have. Arguably the best attacking player in world football playing against 2 of the weakest defence in the Premier League, both at home. It's unheard of. It's unprecedented. This is unreal. Now, we just got to hope that he plays both games. I think he will. But I have to say, guys, even if he doesn't play both games, even if he plays, 90 minutes in one game, 30 minutes in the other game, and I do believe that is the worst case scenario, that is still absolutely insanely good for a player like Mo Salah. So he got back to scoring ways against Inter Milan last night. You can kind of decide for yourself about the quality of the goal. There was a deflection there, but he was in the right place. He took the shot. And he did get that goal there. Against teams like Norwich and Leeds, you would expect there'd be a few more opportunities like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if Salah... I wouldn't be surprised if Salah got, a 20-pointer, 25-pointer. It is so feasible. This could be huge. Honestly, this could be huge. And next up, we've got Bruno Fernandes, late heroics. A bit of good fortune, I have to say, in game week 25 when Fernandes scores with pretty much the last kick of the game, doesn't he? Runs up the pitch, he could have squared it, and he scores. But Fernandes, in general, I actually thought had a pretty good game. He had a few goal-scoring opportunities. He was very creative. He got all of the bonus points because when Bruno gets a goal contribution, he does mop up the bonus points because of the way he plays. The amount of chances he creates, the amount of passes he does. He makes tackles as well. And all of this adds up to just giving Fernandes such a high baseline BPS. He just gets bonus points, and that is what is so appealing about him. And he's got Leeds next, which is actually a phenomenal fixture. I don't know if you guys remember what happened last time Fernandes played Leeds. I believe he got 20 points earlier on in the season in game week 1. So could we see a repeat in that? I don't know. A lot of people are thinking about selling Bruno Fernandes. I have to admit, I'm thinking about selling him as well. So that's going to be a little bit of a controversial one. We've got Jarrod Bowen, who is still in amazing form. He is getting 10 pointers every single week. Insane stuff from Jarrod Bowen. So again, Newcastle, I do think Newcastle are an improved side. I do think they are improving on the defensive side of things. But again, with Bowen, a few people I've seen thinking about selling Bowen. You have to prioritise the form over the fixture, because there is no player, or very few players, who are in better form than Jarrod Bowen right now. He is really just on fire, scoring every game, getting assists as well. He's the most creative player in that West Ham team. He is the most likely to get goals in that West Ham team. If you believe that West Ham are going to score a goal, even one goal, maybe 2 goals in this game, then Bowen is going to be a part of that. But I do have to admit that Newcastle are not as easy as they were earlier on in the season. But hey, Trippier not being there might make a difference. I don't know. Let's see. We've got Maxwell Cornet, the double game week master, 2 doubles in a row, the double-double. We love that. So we're happy to have Cornet in our team, a real differential again. So that's going to be nice. I know a lot of people are talking about Weghorst at the moment, which I agree with. I think Weghorst, if fit, could be phenomenal. But if Weghorst isn't fit, if he's not available, does that make Cornet even better, even more appealing maybe? I don't know. I like Cornet a lot though. I hope he's going to return to his striker position. I think he will, in fairness, very soon. I do think Jay Rodriguez is going to be replaced by Cornet up front, and they're going to bring in another winger. They've got kind of Dwight McNeil, Aaron Lennon, and obviously Goodmanson as well, who can all play on the wings, which would suggest that if 2 of those are playing, Cornet will go into the striker position, because Cornet is as nailed as they come in terms of Burnley players, which is very nice. Brighton and Tottenham, not the most amazing double game week in the world, I have to admit, but it's not bad either. And if Burnley are going to pull themselves out from that relegation zone, they're going to have to start picking up some points against these teams. And I have been impressed, to be fair, with Burnley's creativity in the last couple of games. I think they're a team who we usually associate with lack of creativity, just long balls and hit and hope kind of thing. They've actually been showing some promise, actually. So, people going for Burnley players, I don't blame you at all. I think there's actually some signs of positivity there. I'm going to finish off the midfield with Elise. A differential indeed. He picked up 7 points in game week 24. In 25, he was benched, but I still do feel like he is one of Crystal Palace's best players. And I feel like they missed him in the game week 25 fixture against Brentford. So him hopefully coming back, hopefully playing both of the double games. I feel like he is needed in that Crystal Palace team. Again, Palace fans, what are you saying about Elise? Really exciting player, right? And I hope he can do well. He's only a cheap player. He's super differential, but I still feel like he can do the business. Up front, we've got Edouard, so another Crystal Palace player. Double game week, Chelsea and Watford. What can be done there? Let's see. I do want to say on Chelsea that they haven't played a Premier League game in almost a month. So, how are they going to do returning to the Premier League? Maybe Crystal Palace can take advantage of that a little bit. They are playing at home as well, Palace. But Edouard showing really, really good signs kind of before game week 24. Being the most likely player at Crystal Palace to score goals, taking the most shots, highest XG, most shots in the box, etc., etc., etc. In fact, some of the best shooting stats in the entire league. There's been a little bit of a rotation since then, which does concern us a little bit. But you feel like Edouard, he's kind of pivotal to the attack of Crystal Palace. So again, fingers crossed he's going to play both games. But honestly, who knows? You've just got to hope. But it's a double game week. Double the opportunity for him to get some minutes. Double the opportunity for him to get some goals as well. And we're going to finish off this starting 11 with Armando Broya. A fantastic player. Oh my God, he's so good. He's so good and he's so cheap as well. It's really amazing. And again, he looks promising every single game. He takes so many shots. I'm surprised when he doesn't score. I was surprised he didn't score against Manchester United, which is why I put him in my first 11. I just had that faith in him. This game is a little bit easier, you would say, against Everton, who have kind of been showing some weaknesses in some games, that's for sure, and conceding a few goals. So Broya, the quality he's got, the chances that Southampton are generating as well. Broya seems to be the tip of the arrow as well. I expect him to get a load more chances, and I really feel like he's going to bury one. So even though it's a single game week player, Broya, I really like the look of this one a lot. I just don't see how I can bench him. But speaking of benches, here's a headache for you. So on my bench, I've got De Gea, I've got Cancelo, I've got Digne, and I've got Watkins. All players with okay fixtures, some with better fixtures as well. Digne and Watkins, you'd say their fixtures are pretty good. It's a situation where a lot of you guys would say, well, a lot of you guys are probably screaming at your screen right now, Dan, play the bench boost. Just play the bench boost. Look at that bench. You cannot leave those players on your bench. But it's a problem, right? Who would you swap out from the starting 11? I mean, there's arguments that could be made for any player, but there'd be arguments either way to be made for any player. Well, Watkins, I would say, is just going to stay on my bench because he's cursed, and I don't have that much faith in him anyway. You guys might remember when I was making my wild card, I was never convinced with putting Watkins in, but it was kind of just like, who else am I going to put in there? In hindsight, maybe I'd go for someone else, Jimenez, Weghorst, or someone. But hindsight is a wonderful thing. I went for Watkins. Now he can stay on my bench because Watford have kind of improved defensively, and I don't know. Watkins just does not get the just does not get the goals. He does not get the goals. Digne, I would like to play. Cancelo, I'd like to play. Arguably, De Gea, I'd like to play as well in a normal game week, but it isn't a normal game week. But I've kind of, aside from Watkins, I've kind of just gone with the kind of methodology of back the attackers. Back the players who are going to get goals. Cancelo and Digne, they concede one goal, and I don't know how likely it is that either of them concede a goal, but they concede one goal, and suddenly their points potential is seriously limited. Really, the players I'd be talking about rotating are Broya and Bowen. I'm not going to drop Bowen on the kind of form he is, and Broya, the form that he has right now, the fixture against Everton, I really like it. I think he's going to get something out of that game. And I do genuinely believe that Bowen and Broya are going to outscore both Cancelo and Digne. I know it's risky. I know there's not much in it. But that's just the way I've kind of landed. The double game week players, I'm not gonna bench any of them. I'm not going to bench a double game week player. It's just not going to happen. You double your chances for FPL returns. Even unless you think Cancelo or Digne are twice as good as some of these players on doubles, then don't play them. And I don't think twice as good, twice the amount of FPL potential. Do you really think Cancelo outscores some of these players in the space of one game week? Tottenham is not the easiest game in the world. I know they haven't been great recently, but it's not the easiest game in the world. And it only takes one goal from Tottenham, and you kind of really limit your Cancelo attractiveness. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to say on that. But, yeah, I'm not going to bench boost. And the reason for that is pretty simple, really. It's pretty simple. I can say this pretty simply. I got to think about bench boost versus triple captain, because that's where the argument is, really. And I have to consider when is each of those chips going to get me more points. I believe Salah this game week on a triple captain could score 25 points quite easily. I look at this bench boost and I kind of think, how many points is this bench boost going to get? How many points does this bench get? I don't know, maybe 15 points. 15 points would be a good result from this bench. So that would be okay, right? That would be okay, but it's not quite Salah's potential of 20 points, 25 points, which I do believe is a genuine potential. We'll see what ends up happening, but that's the potential there. And on the other hand, I've got to think when my other opportunities to use bench boost / triple captain. Well, game week 36 stands out immediately because I know that's going to be a huge double game week. But I believe on game week 36, I've got a strong squad. I will still have a strong squad in game week 36. So I will still have benching dilemmas all the way until then. I will still have good players on my bench, even in game week 36. But in game week 36, it's very, very feasible that I could have 15 players on double game week. It is actually pretty likely if you consider, making a few transfer moves as well to try and get yourself to 15 double game week players. It's so feasible, especially if these Premier League teams progress in the FA Cup. Game week 36 is going to be a huge double. So that's going to increase the potential for, bench boost points in game week 36. The potential for the bench boost then turns into kind of, maybe 15 to 20 points. And the triple captain opportunities in game week 36 will actually be a bit lower because when you're going to get a better triple captain option than Salah. So for me personally, the reason why I'm not bench boosting this is because I think the bench boost in 36 has more points potential there. And I feel like the triple captainship in game week 26 has more potential now. That's just my opinion. There's no one right answer. That's just the conclusion that I've come to myself. And that is what I truly believe. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with what I believe in and my gut and stuff like that. It's what you should do really at the end of the day. So there we go. That's why I'm not bench boosting this. But I do understand there might be some arguments to switch things around. There's a good chance that I switch some things around before deadline. But right now, this is where I'm at. Love to hear from you guys what you would do in the situation that my team is in? What would you do with this team? Love to know. But anyway, guys, I suppose we better talk about transfers. And honestly, I know this video is probably going to drag on a little bit, but there is a few options for me. Now, my first option is to just not make a transfer. I mean, if my squad is good, and if I'm already going through bench dilemmas, then that probably suggests that my team is pretty good, and I don't really need to worry about making transfers, and I can maybe save a transfer to try and capitalise on future game weeks, which is probably stark contrast to some of the other YouTubers you've seen, FPL YouTubers you've seen who are taking -8s, -12s, -16s. I might bank a transfer, to be honest. It's really possible. But there are some other options. I could go for another double game week player. If Weghorst is fit, for example, I could maybe go for, Watkins to Weghorst and then play Weghorst. I could maybe, do Jimenez instead. Watkins to Jimenez and play Jimenez. Both of those players obviously have double game week, so it give me 9 double game week players instead of 8. I could also maybe think about going for some Arsenal players in there. But honestly, if I bring in Arsenal players, it's going to mean I have to take them straight back out next game week or free hit next game week. So because obviously Arsenal don't play next game week. So for that reason, I'm actually going to take a step back and not go for any Arsenal players. I don't think I'm going to do that. I've got Ramsdale already, so that's a little bit of Arsenal cover. I don't really want to have to transfer players back in and then back out again straight away next game week. It feels a little bit luxury, to be honest, and I don't want a free hit. I want to save my free hits for future game weeks as well. I've got 2 in the bank still, and I want to save them for future double game weeks, if I'm honest, and future blank game weeks as well. Bigger blank game weeks, bigger double game weeks. I think that's what I want to do there. So no Arsenal. And finally, there's the move that I've kind of been planning the whole time. The move that I really thought I was going to go for. I'm not 100% on this one, but for the purpose of this video, I know I'm saying that a lot in recent videos. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you what the original plan was, and we'll see if I end up going through with this. And that is Bruno Fernandes out and Heung-min Son in. So Son obviously has that double game week. He plays against Man City and against Burnley. Man City, you feel like if they're going to concede a goal to Spurs, if anyone's going to score in that game, it's going to be the counter-attacking ability of Heung-min Son, right? He's got a good record against Man City. He seems to do quite well there. Spurs, to be fair, have a fairly decent record playing against Man City as well. So if you think someone is going to score against Man City, it's going to be Son, I think, in my opinion. And then Burnley, obviously, is not a bad fixture as well. After that, Son has very good fixtures, so it'll be a good move for the long term. Son plays Leeds in game week 27. In game week 28, I can't remember who Spurs play now. Is it Everton, maybe? Someone like that. So decent fixtures for a little while. Manchester United, I think, after that, it's good. He's got good fixtures. It'll be a good long-term pick. The only concern is that, one, Spurs and Son, not massively impressive over the last couple of game weeks, really. They've not been great. They've not been amazing. So maybe there's some concerns there about going for Son. But Son can pop up at any time. He doesn't necessarily need amazing form. But yeah, there is that concern about Spurs, and maybe they're actually going to struggle against City and Burnley, and in which case, maybe Bruno Fernandes is actually going to outscore Son in a single game week, against Leeds. Good fixture. Leeds is a very good fixture. We saw last time Bruno played Leeds. It was a 20-pointer. It really was. And I do think that Ronaldo might get rested against Leeds in preparation for the Champions League as well, which I do think increases the appeal of Fernandes when Ronaldo's not on the pitch. Obviously, Fernandes will take penalties. He'll be more demanded on in terms of taking shots and being a focal point of the team. So, yeah, could Fernandes actually outscore Son this game week, even on a single game week? And that is the question. Because Fernandes doesn't have a bad game week in 27 either. He plays Watford. So that's got to be considered. That's got to be taken into consideration. So is this a luxury transfer? Maybe. I don't really want to do a luxury transfer. My ethos is usually, only use a transfer when I feel like it actually improves my team. Significant. Like you can actually tell a difference. You can tell a big difference. This transfer improves my team. And I'm not sure if this does or not. So maybe I'll go for one of the other moves. Maybe I won't make a transfer at all. But this is the original plan. So for the sake of this video, this is what I'm doing. Now, guys, obviously the triple captainship is going to be active today in game week 26. I've spoken about this so much, so I won't dwell on it too much. I'm not going to try and build up the excitement. although I'm arguably doing that right now. Salah is going to be our triple captain for Game Week 26. I'm sending it. There's no doubts in my mind. There's not one of you guys in the comment section that can change my mind on it. I don't care if Salah doesn't play both games. I will still want to triple captain him. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you think he's in bad form. I don't care. He's only been back from AFCON for a couple of games and he scored in one of them. He looked really good against Leicester, and it was only the Burnley game that he actually didn't look that good. So I'm convinced. I'm convinced it's happening. Triple captain on Salah. It's done. It's the most obvious slam dunk move, chip move you can make all season. It is so obvious that I'm not even going to not do it. Everyone else is going to be doing it as well. If I don't do this as well, I can serious risk of basically having my season ruined if I don't triple captain Salah as well. Everything points towards going for Salah. Everything. So it's happening. We'll stick the vice captain on Trent as well. Usually I'd go for one from, two players from different teams, but because it's a double game week, I can't see 2 games getting called off. That's not really going to happen. The only way that Salah's not going to be our triple captain this game week is if Salah gets injured or something, in which case I would still want the triple captainship on a Liverpool player, and I believe Trent to be the second best captain option at this game week. So there we go. That's what my team is going to look like. Probably something like this for Game Week 26. Could be final changes. Obviously, you guys will know on my deadline stream, which will be on Saturday morning. Do make sure you go check you check that out when that goes live, and we'll make final changes. But yeah, this is what I'm feeling right this second. I think it looks absolutely amazing. We don't need hits. We don't need to go crazy with anything. The team is looking good. The team is looking sharp. We've got a triple captain ready to go. 8 double game week players, potentially 9 if we do the Son transfer. Let's go. Let's go, guys. So that is the end of the video. Like I said, I'm sorry this is dragged out. It's been a bit of a long one, but there's been, there's so much to talk about in a double game week like this, and I get so excited talking about it, if I'm honest. But yeah, hopefully you did enjoy it regardless. Please do leave a like if you did, and of course subscribe if you're new around here. I hope you guys are excited about the Game Week 26 double, as I am, because I'm super excited. Let me know what you guys are planning for this game week. Are you taking big hits? Have you got some benching dilemmas as well? I'd love to hear about it. And what would you do with my team as well? I'm always interested to see some different takes on that. So yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. Looking forward to seeing you for a couple more videos this week, I think, and then the deadline stream. But aside from that, again, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you later, mates. Bye-bye.